So today we are starting to a new chapter and the title is physical quantities and measurements. And measurement. So this is the chapter today we are learning about physical quantities and measurements. So as usual we would start from the definition of the chapter, definition of the title given to this chapter. But before that, how much you know about the measurements we were doing during the ancient times? You might know that during the ancient times we were using the stretched palm for measuring a length. Got my point? So, a stretched palm for measuring a length. So, this was the stretched palm used to measure the length. This much is called as one stretched palm length. In this manner, human feet, that means from finger to toe, this length was also used to measure the length, but there were some problems in this method. The problem was every person is not having the same kind of stretched palm length or feet length from the toe to finger. Okay, so there might be some confusions. Measured the same length by different persons. So in order to bring a uniformity in this measuring system, a system of units was introduced, and you are familiar with it in mathematics. CGS system and MKS system were the popular systems we have used till the date to measure the quantities. Now the question is, how could we define the quantity in a physics? Okay, so we would define the quantity in a physics as whatever we measure is called as quantity. Whatever we measure is called as a quantity. So what you are measuring? You measure time, sometimes you measure the length, then you measure the speed, then you also measure the volume, that means the space occupied by the matter, it is called as a volume. So these are all the physical quantities we have learnt till the date. And what is meant by measuring a quantity? What we do when we measure some quantity in physics or in our day to day life? Try to remind it. Suppose somebody tells you to bring some sugar, so he or she can't say that bring some sugar, never. He or she must tell you how much sugar you must bring, okay, or you must purchase how much sugar. So he or she would say that bring some 1/4 kg of a sugar, or maybe 4 kg of a sugar, maybe 1 kg of a sugar. So what you found in this? 1/4 kg, 1 kg, 4 kg. What you are doing? You are taking the multiple of sum called as kg. Okay, that means you are comparing the sugar by kg. So this comparison with the standard called as measurement. So what we do when we measure, I would write here, when we measure a quantity, when we measure any quantity, comma, we compare the amount of that quantity with some standard, just I said 1 kg, that means 1 times the kg, 2 kg means 2 times the kg, 1/4 kg means 1/4 times the kg. Okay, so here the standard is kg for measuring the sugar. Okay, mass of the sugar, I would say. Mass is also a quantity because we measure mass. We would go in detail what is meant by mass as you would succeed in your course. Okay, so what is the standard? Yes, it also has a definition. The standard used to measure a physical quantity is called as unit of that quantity. For example, some easier quantities and their units I would state. Time is the quantity, unit is second. Okay, then length, that is or meter. So these are the units for length we are using. Then for mass, you know that kg or gram, like this. So today we have learnt what is meant by a quantity. Whatever we measure is called as quantity. Then we have also learnt that what we do actually when we measure. So when we measure any quantity, we compare the amount of that quantity with a standard. Then the question is, what is this standard called? The standard used to measure a physical quantity is called as unit of that quantity. So we considered some examples like time, the unit is second, length, the unit is centimeter or meter depending on the system of unit you are using. So we are not going to describe in detail what is the system of unit. Okay. Then after learning about these definitions, we would learn some or take a review on the relationship between the CGS units and MKS unit. You might be familiar with it, but I would just revise. Okay. So just revise. You know that 100 cm, that is centimeter, is equal to 1 meter. you are familiar with this. Then 1000 kg is equal to, sorry, 1000 gram so 1000 gram is equal to 1 kg. We are familiar with this. And then 1 second is same. So which systems of unit we have considered? CGS and MKS. This is the relationship between the CGS units and MKS units. So this relationship we have considered. So the title of this chapter is physical quantities and measurement. So we learnt about what is meant by physical quantity, what is meant by measurement. Then we have seen some units also. Then the relationship between the smaller units and bigger units we are using. At a broad level I have just described this. Now we want to learn one of the quantity we are going to measure, that is called as volume. So what is meant by a volume of a substance? Consider some shapes. First of all, we would consider some shapes. So we would consider some shapes. So this is a cuboid. Now you might have solved the problems like this. How much is the volume of this cuboid? So what is the volume of this cuboid? You know the formula LBH, but how can we interpret this in physics? In physics I would say that how much space is required to place this cuboid, I would call it as a volume. So in physics how could we define volume? It is the space occupied by the given object. Okay, so volume is the space occupied by given object. So I would call this as volume of this object. If the shapes are regular shapes like this cuboid, then we have formulae to calculate the volume of these regular shapes. But if these shapes are not regular, then also our ancestors found some methods in order to calculate the volume of these irregular shapes also. So the interesting methods we are using to calculate the volumes. Understood this? So volume is the space occupied by given object. I would call volume as it is the space occupied by given object. I have just shown you that if the regular figures you are considering like cuboid, cube, parallelopipe, cylinder, cone, etc., then you can measure their volumes using some formulae you learnt in geometry. I would state some of the formulae in this lecture also. For example, this is the conical cylinder used to measure the volume of liquid. We learnt about liquid, solid and gases in the previous chapter. So you can see the marks on these cylinders. See, this is the cylinder. This is the cylinder we are using to measure the volume, and this is called as a conical cylinder. You can see the volume 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. The unit is ml. So we are also going to learn what is ml. It is called as milliliter. So these are some conical measuring cylinders, or you can say conical beakers also. Okay. Then this is the measuring cylinder. You might have seen, very familiar with this, that it is used in the laboratory for measure the liquid. This is also a measuring cylinder. Now we would learn about the formulae to calculate the volume of some regular shapes. So the formulae are volume of cube. You know that it is L cube. So what is cube? Cube has all sides equal. So I would write here L, L and L. Okay. Then volume of cuboid. Volume of cuboid. So cuboid is, just I have shown you the cuboid, which might have different lengths for the length, breadth and height. So this is a cuboid I am drawing. So I can say that this is H, L and B. Okay. So the volume of cuboid is equal to L into B into H. Then volume of cylinder. So what is the volume of cylinder? I would draw the cylinder here, though you are familiar with it. So this is the cylinder. This is called as R, radius of the base. This is called as H, height of the cylinder, and the volume is pi R square H. Then volume of cone. Volume of cone. So how much is the volume of cone? I can say. So first of all I would show you what is the cone, how it looks like. So this is the cone I am drawing. This is the height H and this is the radius of the base, and the volume of the cone is 1/3 pi R square H. So this is the volume of the cone. So today we have learnt about how to calculate the volume of some regular shapes, okay, by using geometrical formulae. Now in the coming lectures we would learn about how to calculate the volume of some irregular shapes, how our ancestors, the scientists, our ancestors means not particularly mine or yours, all the mankind's, okay, I am talking about. So how they measured the volume of some irregular objects, we are going to learn in the next coming lectures. Thank you.